Now, as a white male, I do feel like I'm in the minority of people that actually enjoy F1 ranked. It's always extremely difficult to find lobbies with people actually in them. If the lobbies were consistently filled up and popular, it may well be the only game mode I play on F1. But feeling like I needed a break from driving a horrible Caterham, I decided let's try and find a few races on F1 ranked. It did take me a month, but this is a collection of the best races of my month on F1 ranked. We start off in Mexico from P1. It was a pretty convincing pole position in qualifying. We have an 8-man lobby. Let's see if we survive this one. Lights out, and away we go. It's an immediate, horrific start off the line. We've dropped to P2, then to P3 as someone has got a drive-through after a jump start, which is immediately terrifying because he's most likely going to take everyone out now. But down towards turn number 1 we go. P1 and P2 are side by side. We get dived up the inside into turn number 1. The drive-through driver has fortunately been spun round, although he is P3. He could well dive me into turn number 4. We've shown in qualifying we have the pace over this grid, so as long as we survive lap number 1, and namely surviving against Evan, we should be able to challenge for this win. We're right behind P1. The drive-through driver is surprisingly clean so far, which is genuinely surprising because normally the second someone is out of the race, they decide to ruin it for everyone else. But we end up surviving the drive-through driver as we come on to lap number 2 in the slipstream of... How the fuck am I meant to say that? You know what? We'll call him Hills. We're behind Hills, battling for P1. By the looks of it, it's just going to be a one-on-one battle for P1. P3, quite far behind, and it looks like doesn't have the pace of us. We use ERS to close up the hills, and then hopefully using DRS the following lap to overtake him and drive off into the distance. Actually thinking about it, hopefully not that easy because that would make a very boring race. Not good content. So let's find out what happens. Out of the final corner we go. Hills really doesn't look too great. I'll be honest, I'm not convinced this is going to make for great content. We set the fast lap of the race and then somehow P3 pulls out a lap out of nowhere. We're going to use ERS, we're going to use DRS, slipstream. We're going to go to the inside. Hills tries to move across on us, but it is a pretty easy move. He is going to hold it on the outside. I say hold it on the outside. He's going to hit me as he goes around the outside, then decides to leave room at the following corners. I decide to retaliate because, you know, it's F1 ranked. You've got to be a bit lethal sometimes. When someone does that to you, you've got to assume they're going to take you out, so you've got to fight back immediately. You can't just roll over and take it. Somehow the fight has continued with it being relatively clean. We're going to leave room for Hills on the outside, and then through turn number 6, we're not going to leave room for Hills on the outside. I'm pretty sure he does overtake me and gets an illegal overtake, so we go around the outside turn number 7, take the lead of the race. Will we pull away from him now? I kind of hope so because there's a chance I may have pissed him off there. I can only assume this race had taken place either very soon after or after a long day of being taken out by other drivers and other races, because I think my retaliation was a bit premature. That was quite aggressive immediately after he seemed to be a fairly clean driver. Jumping to the end of lap number 4, Hills, I don't really know what happened to Hills, but he fell away massively, and now we've got Borrow behind us. He's come out of nowhere. He was setting the fastest lap earlier, as we saw. P4 has now got the fastest lap, but we're going to have to defend for this P1 as we come on to the final lap. There's not really a lot we can do down the straight. Borrow's going to go to the inside. We're not going to turn in on him, mainly because he backs out of it. I'll be honest, I definitely wouldn't have backed out of that on the final lap, but fair play, respect to him. He gets a relatively decent run out of turn 3, but it's not going to be enough. We've got the ERS to use up, and we're going to hold off P1. Unless he goes for an audacious send. He's gone for an audacious send, but you know what? I respect it. It was a respectful audacious send. Completely under control, didn't make contact with me. Fair enough, he had a go. I've got to give credit to Borrow. He pushed right to the end and into the final corner. He went for an interesting line. I'm not sure if he was trying to take me out, but do you know what? He went for it regardless. We're going to take the win in Mexico. Race number 1 of the day, win number 1 of the day, and my god does it feel good to actually win something for once. Next up we move on to a very wet Miami Grand Prix, and I don't feel confident about this whatsoever because I've experienced what happened in my team. We do get a pretty good launch off the line, but it's turn 1 at Miami. It's a very deadly corner. We're very cautious, make a little bit of contact, and because of the lack of traction, it's not going to be enough. We're going to lose P1. It looks like we're going to lose P2 as well because we're drifting through turn number 2, our favourite thing to do in the wet at Miami. We've held on to P2 for now, but immediately it's pretty apparent that I don't think I'll be challenging for the win this race. I'm just not good in the wet, and especially at Miami, especially in Sector 1, this current situation is the worst possible situation I could be in. Heading down towards turn number 11, and my pace did not improve whatsoever. Brendan has made a move up the inside of turn number 11. We're going to try and hold her on the outside, but really, there's not a lot we can do. We're going to get our OOs out, and we're just going to force them wide. I'm pretty sure that wasn't intentional. I don't think any of this was intentional. I'm literally just struggling with the car. Brendan does get by. We've got a little bit of damage, but it won't really affect us too much. We're going to be falling down the grid anyway. We're almost 3 seconds down on P1. We've lost out, and we're under pressure from losing our podium. So far, this is not going well whatsoever. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm really missing Mexico. I did manage to find some rhythm in the wet, but I feel like I was helped out massively by the fact it looks better than it actually is because P1 and P2 are battling. As you can see, I wasn't really involved. I was just kind of watching. We managed to pull away from P4 at least, but yeah, this was a tough race. It was a great watch. I was watching a great battle up ahead. I would love to be a part of it, but yeah, despite the fact they're trying their hardest to get me involved, they're hitting each other into the braking zones and debris flying up into the air, but I just didn't have any traction to compete with these guys. All I could really hope for was they hit each other and I just sneak on through to take P1. That would be absolutely hysterical because I absolutely do not deserve this whatsoever. But you can see on the final lap now, through the chicane, we're right on the back of them. We've got to just ignore that, that's not important. What's more important though, out of turn 16, there's just a lot of aggression going on. There's a lot of contacts. Brendan, it looks like he's got damage. He's got a terrible run out of the most important corner on the track. And suddenly, out of nowhere, we're battling for P1 into the final braking zone. We're going to brake early, we're going to get a good run and try and beat him down towards the finish line. If I can pull this off, it'll be the most undeserved win I've ever seen in my life. And down towards the final corner, we're going to try and hug the inside, try and get, however the hell you say that name, at the line. It looked good for a split second. We get our radio, it says we won the race, but we have lost out by 1/2 tenth of a second. Honestly, I'm not even mad about that because I did not deserve that whatsoever. I didn't even deserve P2. That was a shocking race. But it just goes to show you, in F1 Ranked, never give up because there's always fucking lunatics in these lobbies and anything can happen. You have to be somewhat capable to capitalise on it, and unfortunately I wasn't on this occasion, but you could sneak an amazing result, even if it's completely undeserved. So we're sitting on 2 podiums and a win as we go to China. We're starting on pole position for a second time. Lights out and away we go at Shanghai, and you know what, on this occasion it's actually been a pretty good launch. Down towards turn number 1, we're going to be leading fairly comfortably. It's an incredibly boring opening couple corners, but you know what? As the race leader, that's exactly what you want. Unfortunately though, as I've included this race in the video, obviously this race win is not going to come that easy. Heading down the back straight, it's looking like we've got a pretty decent margin over P2. We've not used up too much ERS because we don't really need to. Is he going to dive me into the hairpin? Yes. I have absolutely no idea how he's side by side of me out of the hairpin and has made contact with me, but we're going to defend P1 for the opening lap. Genuinely, I have no idea how he made that move, but fair play to him. We've had a good couple races so far. 2 races, I haven't actually made a massive bottle for once. So
I sat there like that for 20 minutes.
what the fuck is going on? It's been a good couple races for us so far. 2 races I haven't actually made a massive bottle. So I think it's time in China. We're going to lock the rears in the turn number 6. Of course, utter chaos for the cars behind. We're going to be 3 wide on the exit. We've lost out to P2. We're being pushed off track by P3, who I think hit the back of me and got wing damage probably. He's not too happy. Yeah, we're going to have to fight for this one. That's not been a good lap 2. I'm just watching the hammering just spike my mic. I think I might finish this commentary another time. Oh, sorry, you probably can't hear me. I might finish this commentary another time. It's been about an hour since you last saw me, in my time at least. I'll be honest, I can't remember where I was in the race or what was happening, so this initial getting back into the commentary may be a bit scuffed, but at least the drilling has stopped. We'll see how long it lasts. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, I just bottled it, of course. So we're down to P3, P1 and P2, battling it out through the 3rd sector. It's looking pretty similar to Miami. I might be able to just, never mind, I've lost it. We're going to be under pressure from Senna. We're going to be defending against Senna down towards the hairpin. We've got a little bit of slipstream from P1 and P2 into the braking zone. We're going to hold on to P3 for now. We're going to hit the back of Magnolian, or Magno Lion. No damage picked up, no harm done. Heading on to lap number 3, we've got Dalton, Magnolian, myself and Senna into turn number 1. I don't really know what's gone on with Magno Lion. He's kind of lost his head, but having sat behind this fight for basically the entire race, I don't really know what Dalton has done. I'm not going to complain, it's a free position for us, but I don't know if my mic's picking it up. I'm just going to power through this. So it's now just a 3-car fight for the win. We've got Magno Lion in P4, but he's quite far back now, and given how he's probably got front wing damage, he's probably out of this. We're going to be challenging Dalton down towards the hairpin, going to the outside, side by side under braking. We try and outbrake him, but he defends perfectly. Fair play to him, holds on to P1 for now. I do feel like I'm the quicker driver, especially in the corners, especially through the 1st sector. We're going to have a second go at it, down towards turn number 1. Briefly setting the fastest lap, but Senna quickly takes that away from us. We're going to go to the inside of turn number 1. It's a stupid move. Stay out of the comments. I absolutely deserved what I got. Somehow I don't get damage from it. I basically did ironically, what Magno Lion did. Is it even a word? I swear it's a word. I know Magnolian's a word. Is Magnolian a word? Is that Magnolian or Magno Lion? Why am I thinking about this? Into the hairpin for the 4th time. Dalton and Senna this time battling into the braking zone. It looks like he's going to pull off a similar move as what he did to me. Defend it perfectly. Senna, I thought he brake checked me, but it turns out just lag, which admittedly was absolutely terrifying, but we avoid damage. We don't avoid a penalty though, because we cut the inside of the final corner. I think a bit of an over-exaggeration on the game's part, but we're going to make a move into P2 on Senna. We're now out of the fight for the win, obviously, but as always, we're going to continue racing, go up the inside of Dalton. I don't really know how I managed to make that move, but Dalton, quite rightfully, pushes me back off track. I tried to muscle my way through, don't manage it, and I get muscled out of it. Very deservedly so, but he's now under pressure from Senna, down towards turn number 5. And for the 2nd race in a row, it does look like we're just going to be watching the battle for P1 for the remainder of the race. Here we go then, moment of truth. We are in prime position to take advantage of any incidents that happen into the final couple corners. We've got DRS. We're just going to hope that these guys go deep into the hairpin. They're side by side, under braking. Senna tries to go around his outside. Dalton cuts across him. We're going to try and get a cut back on Senna. Obviously, it's not for a position. Senna has no need to defend this, but he does anyway. Forces me off track. I forgot to shift up. Briefly get stuck in 3rd. I'm going to come home in P3. We were getting it anyway. It's what potentially should have been a fairly easy race win gone, but it is 3 out of 3 podiums. And so we go to the final race in this video, once again at the Chinese Grand Prix. It's a 3-man lobby, so you know it's going to be chaos. Lights out and away we go, once again from pole position. This time, can we redeem ourselves? Can we get the win? this time round? Well, we got off to a horrendous start because the start was fine, but yeah, other drivers on track decides they're just going to overtake me, which is completely fair. It's a racing game. For some reason, I remember being quite angered by that, but watching it back, that was just a completely normal move. I remember genuinely being so frustrated with this guy for that move. It must have been a long day. Immediately it was clear this was a one-on-one fight for the win. P3 massively out of it. We're going to be challenging Ma down towards turn number 1. Apparently we're not. We're just going to sit behind. Okay. Okay. That was a lot of interesting decisions I made there, but we got the move regardless. We got a cut back into turn number 1, bump him out of the way, back up into the lead of the race. I guess you can't argue with results. I'm starting to really question why I've included this. I genuinely don't remember why I've included this race, because it looks like I've easily got the pace. I mean, Math's got DRS on me. He's going to challenge down towards the hairpin, but it's DRS on this game. He runs horrendously deep. We're going to get the cut back on him. Retake the lead unless he sends up the inside of the final corner. He's actually going to be side by side of me. Yep, saw that coming a mile away. He forces me off track. We're side by side. On to lap number 3 we go. Inside line for turn number 1. He's wheel banging with me, swerving on the straight, but we've got the inside line. He tries to do it again. That might be the move I was thinking of that angered me so much. But despite him trying his hardest, we've not lost the car. We've held on to P1, and for now at least, we've not got any damage. Oh, I've just remembered why I included this. So after making the aggressive move to retake P1, we're going to hope to pull away. Unfortunately though, it's not going to be that easy, because on lap number 3, my wheel disconnects, which, given how aggressive this guy was incredibly infuriating. But by the time I got my wheel working again, it was exactly a lap later. We're 3 seconds down on Ma, 1.5 laps to do it. Will we be able to catch him and reclaim the race lead and the race win from him? Or have I set this up to be a massively anticlimactic end to a very underwhelming video? You know, it is satisfying to beat someone like that, especially on the last lap. Even if it's extremely obvious that he's horrendous at this game, and that it was basically a 2-man lobby. But that's not my fault. Play ranked, please. I want friends.